Okay, so let's continue with natural experiment. Let's look into the features first. This is when researchers use a pre-existing or naturally occurring IV. For example, suppose a researcher is interested to investigate about IQ level among university students. So here the researchers cannot manipulate or control the IQ level. It's there, okay? And experimenter cannot directly manipulate the IV under investigation, as I've said earlier on, the IQ level of university students or the gender. Okay, I cannot divide the students into either one man in one group and one woman in the other group. That cannot happen. The researchers may or may not have control over the independent variable. And the other examples can be a new care plan on a ward in a hospital or family size. So these are the things that the researchers cannot manipulate. I can't say I only will involve family who have 3 children, 5 children to be my participants, because it's going to be very hard. Or a new care plan in a ward, in a hospital. It is something that has been decided by maybe the government, the hospital managers, and so on. Okay, so let's move on to the other features. There will be no random assignment of participants into groups. I can't have all students as my participants. If let's say I want to investigate about adults aggressive behavior in Moragang area, so it cannot be only students. They are of different professions and occupations. And yeah, this is a recap, it may or may not have control over manipulation of independent variable. So here I put the picture, male and female. Of course, for example, another example can be subject preferences on gender. So I can't have all male in one group and all female in the other group. It should be mixed, for example. Okay, so let's look into the strengths as well as the weaknesses of using a natural experiment. Okay, the first one is the strength. Okay, number one, as the experiment is located in a natural setting, exploiting a naturally occurring IV. So it should be high in ecological validity. For example, I want all the autistic students to become my participants. So they cannot be other types of students. It should be the actual autistic people. So this what makes my study high in ecological validity. So it represents a real life situation of autistic people. And the other one is, as participants are usually unaware that they are in a study, so they will behave naturally. So this will give the hint, the idea of how a person actually behaves in real life. And the other one is the weakness. So because it it can be very hard to control or manipulate the independent variable, so it kind of hard for researchers to identify. For example, let's use the IQ level. Okay, IQ level and how much revision the students have done. Is there any link between IQ level and how much revision a student has done? It can be something else. It cannot be the revision. It should be other factors that the researchers are not aware of. For example, genetics, or maybe the supplements that they had taken daily, okay, to boost their mind and how much they can memorize. So therefore, it is difficult to establish a cause-effect relationship. It's hard to see the relationship between the IV and the DV. And the other weakness, the last one, as the event is naturally occurring, it can be very difficult to replicate the experiment to test for reliability. So what is reliability? Okay, reliability is referring to how much a finding or a study is consistent. Okay, and here it can be very hard to replicate because, for example, let's take tsunami, okay, or other natural disasters, for example, volcanic eruptions. It can be very hard to occur, it can be very hard to control because we don't know when exactly these natural disasters will occur. Okay, so that is how it is known as natural experiment. Okay, any question you can always ask me, and there will be an exit ticket for you to fill in. Okay, you should go to the Google form to answer a few questions regarding the content that you just learned. Okay, and thank you. I really hope you can understand, and we'll be doing a Zoom session later on if you have any problem. Okay, thank you.